People
Bradley, if you are Bradley, no, let me stop. Just let me stop. Bradley, I'm talking to you. Sir, don't do anything else to this face.
Stop. Hold up. Wait a minute. Ooh, wait. No.
Listen.
Listen.
Wait.
I hate you for that.
Let me fix it.
You know, we're kind of giving like matching tones, right?
Oh yes, neutral moment.
Actually, didn't you take headshots in this outfit?
I did. Wow.
It was a good choice.
Wow, he has a good memory.
He
does. I also have this in like 5 different colors. It's
like 5 color patterns, like match?
Yeah. Like
you bought the same dress.
Sure did. It's a
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, one thing about me, if it works, it will work multiple times over.
Same.
Because it's not just a sweater, it's a dress. You know I love a convertible. So you can open it up, you can wear it as a
like
top.
She loves to sweeten the meat. She's like, give me 2 options, 2 opposites, I'm ready.
I swear, if I had $1 for every time someone said I loved your shirt, and I'm like, it's a dress. But you can also open it and like wear it open as a sweater.
Really?
Or you can like, what I like to do is put a pair of jeans on and then open it up to the top so it's like a little crop.
Oh, what is the thing that latches it together? The 2 pieces.
Buttons, just little buttons.
Oh, cute.
And
she's stretchy too, huh?
Mm-hmm. She's great. This is not sponsored. Stout.
Never is.
Wow. Correct.
The number of times we say that, though.
Welcome back to Let Me Fix It, the podcast that says this is not sponsored and it never is. I'm Francesca Ramsey. I'm an actress, a TV writer, a producer, a graphic designer.
And she just all of the hyphenates, though. All of the hyphenates that every artist has to be.
And tired as usual.
Totally. And I'm DeLon Grant. I'm an actor, a singer, a writer, photographer, actor, educator. I said actor twice. Because we are all of the hyphenates. We are all of the hyphenates because we just have to be. We are also like in this weird class, just full transparency. I think we're both in this gooey spot of like, it's the holidays, but also life is crazy. Life is busy. It's so I know we have some topics coming up. I don't know what Fran's wants to talk about. We've texted a little bit, but I know a lot of it's going to be like a fifis. So prepare yourselves for the fifis.
Well,
friends.
and I switched it up, DeLon. I asked the class over on YouTube. There's like a little page where you can like send a message to all your followers. And I asked them to pitch us some topics. So I have some topics that they suggested as well, and can give a little shout out to folks that were kind enough to give us some ideas.
I feel like I'm on a game show right now. I can't wait.
Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually gonna. This is like, this is touchy and maybe a little controversy.
Oh.
So I just sent you a text. So we're talking about plastic surgery a little bit on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about people?
Bradley Cooper. Bradley,
if
you are Bradley, no, let me stop. Just let me stop. Bradley, I'm talking to you. Sir, don't do anything else to this face.
Stop. Made it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Class, if you have not seen Bradley Cooper since he got a facelift,
I'm going to put it on screen.
People are saying that he looks like Barry Manilow. And we were talking about this in my dressing room for the show that I'm doing right now. And I was like, wait, really? And I looked, the exact picture I just texted you, Fran, I pulled up and I was like, oh my God, he looks straight up like Barry Manilow. And listen, nothing wrong with your plastic surgery. Please, if I need it, I'm going to get it, right? So, but like Barry Manilow has
Barry Manilow was also like 70-something years old.
So he was getting plastic surgery when it was like experimental. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like we have like techniques now and strategies and shit. You know?
Here's what I just don't understand how you get to a level like Bradley Cooper, okay, where you have a ton of money, where you've been Oscar nominated, where you've worked in the industry a long time, and you can't get some work done that is tasteful and minimal. And he looks like a different person.
I mean, y'all need to check where the girls are going to. Emma Stone, Kris Jenner. Those got some great new faces. Great new faces.
Well, and is it also, you know, I'm going to try and give him a little grace here. Is this a matter of he left too soon? Should he be inside?
He just took the bandages off, girl. The debut was too soon.
It's too soon.
We were not prepared for this unveiling, sir. It's still cooking, girl. The mashed potatoes ain't done yet.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God!
And
listen,
it's so strange.
It's drastic. It's just drastic. That's the thing we're reacting to, because he's also like a very handsome dude. And I was like, I guess like in Hollywood, it's like do it sooner rather than later, so it's not as drastic. But like he was handsome. What was wrong with his face?
Well, and you know what? And men also have the privilege of being allowed to
talk
age.
about it, Francesca.
Like we talked about Kris Jenner, for example. Kris Jenner is in her 70s, and the facelift looks incredible.
Give a Pulitzer to that. I mean,
it looks incredible.
Seriously.
But when you look at somebody like a George Clooney, or even a Brad Pitt, and Brad has had some good work done too. Had some stuff done to the face.
It was good work.
You know, Bradley Cooper, talk to Brad. God, get together.
Brad Square, we need to get together. We need a confab over here.
Because Bradley, what is his fucking name? Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
Brad Pitt, again, not to compliment him as a person. Fuck that dude.
I mean, yes,
but whatever
right.
He did, he still looks rugged. It's too pulled. It's too smooth.
Well, it looks like it's giving texture. You know, like it's giving like the cheeks are bulbous and the eyes are still sunken in. It was fine before. Anyway, again, not to poo-poo people getting plastic surgery, because another one that I have, if I could just tag it on really quick because it's germane. A lot of men, we all know, everyone is going to Europe and getting Turkey hair transplants of the world. Excuse me.
Yes.
But the girlies are going too. The black girls are going because class. If you aren't a black girl who grew up perming her hair, Frank, please interrupt me because you know
the braids and the relaxers, but also the tracks. It pulls at your
hairline, and so you lose those baby hairs. But I've seen black girls going to get hair transplants, and you see over a year to
it looks amazing.
Oh,
incredible.
Gagged.
Incredible.
So it's helping people out here too. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. I think more men specifically should get hair transplants because, again, the privilege is so real in that, like, a lot of men's attractiveness would be fixed with the hair and a beard.
Girl, a beard can fix a lot.
A beard can fix a lot. You know what I mean? A beard can fix a lot. You know, Damon doesn't have that problem because you fine no matter. I seen your little smooth baby face. And you look
although the class was like, bring the beer back because we're scared.
Yeah, we did have a few people who were like, no thank you. But again, a lot of men's attractiveness.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, and sometimes it's like they're hanging on to it just a little tiny bit, and it's like, just go bald.
The comb over of it all.
Just go bald.
Yes.
Just let go of it. Or again, if you're receding and you've got, and you can afford it, it can work magic. I mean, I've seen some transformations where it took like 10, 15, 20 years off their face. I mean, just because they have some hair.
I was at a friend's birthday party a couple years ago in New York, and I was talking to his ex-boyfriend, and I was like, this guy walked by, and he was like, oh my God, he's so fucking hot. Who is that? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, it's giving turkey in the front, right? Meaning like, and then he stopped talking, and he looked me dead in my eyes. And it was just comedy. If like there were a camera, the camera would pan up to his hairline, because
he had gone to Turkey.
I was like, oh. Is giving turkey in the front. And he was like, it looks good though. You didn't notice. You didn't clock it. I was like, damn, girl. Yes, it looks great. I did not clock it.
Shout out to him for having some transparency. Because, I mean, not everybody wants to tell someone that at a party.
Heard. Yeah,
obviously, he made an investment and it worked out for him.
It really did. That. Wait, I'm excited. Let's get to these class questions or class topics.
Okay. All right. This one comes from IDK Man 125, meaning I don't know man. And they said the Danish Deception. Do you know about this, Dawn?
Ooh, wait, can I put something on it though before we actually the Danish Deception.
Okay, class, if you know, put in the comments what you know or
right
your
here, right?
guess is what the Danish Deception is. But DeLon, go ahead and guess.
I'm guessing this is what the actual Danish, like the pastry, like the cheese Danish, the cherry Danish, that came from it's aristocracy. That's what they called when they would go down on the British or the Danish aristocracy. They would call it
The Danish Deception is like
Danish
a blow
Deception.
job.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I tried.
You lost me.
I tried.
It's not that at all. The Danish Deception is a viral 27-part series on TikTok from a woman by the name of Onika.
Onika?
It's Onyeka.
Onyeka.
It's
okay.
Onyeka.
Is this one of those like I was dating? Remember that woman who had that fortune? It's one of those.
Risa Tisa, who did Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
Yeah.
This Onyeka girl tried to do her version called The Danish Deception, and it's about this man that she married who is Danish, who ended up being a scammer and stole a bunch of her money and money from a bunch of her friends. And it's been really interesting to watch because you picked up on it immediately. She really thought she was going to have the reception that Risa Tisa got. But the main difference is Risa Tisa kind of pioneered this storytelling style. Okay. Nobody had done this multi-part series type of thing. And even though I did not watch Risa Tisa's, one of the things that a lot of people liked about her series is she really took accountability for all of the red flags that she missed along the way. I mean, she started dating this man. They got married very quickly. And, there were a lot of parts of his story that didn't really match up that she kind of just ignored. And she was willing to admit that a lot of it was due to her own insecurities.
She let it be an allegory for the rest of the world, yes.
Right, and she didn't have a lot of romantic experience. She had body image issues, and then here's this man telling her that he loves her and, whatever. And so she kind of like fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. This girl with the Danish Deception is like I watched maybe 3 minutes of the first one, and I was like, I personally, I don't like stuff like this. I really think...
So wait, what happened though? Tell us what happened.
Oh, he stole a bunch of money from her. He told her that he was some sort of royalty and that he was a former Olympian, and she never looked it up. She did not Google. He told her that he was a millionaire, and meanwhile, like immediately into dating, asked her for $6,000, and she gave it to him. They were flying all around the world, and he for some reason could never pay for it, and she was always paying for it.
She must have money though. She comes from money.
She did have money. Yeah, okay. She does have some money. And she quit her really good job to travel with him, and she really frames the story as, I'm telling you guys this so you learn a lesson. And everyone's like, girl, we don't need to learn a lesson.
Girl, I got $6,000 to drop on anybody's anything. Okay.
I mean, and there's been this whole conversation around like, is it victim blaming? And the idea of like, no, we can acknowledge that this man took advantage of you, but you also have to acknowledge that you were willing to ignore some things because you wanted to be in love. And what always ends up happening, and in the year of our Lord 2025, I don't know how anyone is surprised when they put something on the fucking internet and then the internet does what the internet does. Because they pulled up all sorts of shit about this girl. That she follows Candace Owens on Instagram, that she follows Donald Trump and JD Vance. And so it's like, okay, this is this Black girl who presumably, she's a Black girl. Yes. And she doesn't have no Black friends. They go through
not
all
one
her
picture. They
go through all her Instagram photos, and she has no Black friends. She's the one Black girl in every single picture.
The internet will ruin your life. The internet will ruin your life.
Well, and then the other thing was, DeLon, is that she's been on a bunch of dating shows. She was on The Bachelor, and so like, or The Bachelor, The Bachelor. Yeah. She was on The Bachelor. And she was on the season with the guy who ended up coming out as gay. I think his name was Colton. Yes. But they pull up all
anything
of the
for
clips.
a buck. Anything for a buck. You know what I mean?
They pulled up all of the clips, and they just have used them to show this pattern of like desperation for white validation. And so a lot, and then she's kind of coming out and being like, all the Black women are being mean to me. Meanwhile, it's not just Black women. There are white girls dragging her. There are Asian. Every single body is dragging her because it's gone super viral. And it's like, you made a 27-part series. You thought everyone was going to be like, oh, girl, I'm sorry. And everyone was like, no.
Well, because here's my other question. I haven't watched this, but like, it's 7,000 parts. But how long were they together? How long did this persist?
I have no idea. I didn't watch. When I tell you, Delon, I don't watch these things, and that's no shade to anybody else that does.
Sure.
But personally speaking, I don't like the trend of let me expose all of my personal business to the internet because I want a buck. And like, look, I get it. Like times are tough. She doesn't seem to be in a struggling financial situation. I really think she saw Risa Tisa, who went viral and then got a movie deal and got an agent. She signed one of the big 3 agencies, and she thought that was going to happen to her. And that's not happening to her because, no shade, the story is not that interesting. And again, like I watched a few minutes of the first one and I was like, yeah, okay. And she really says like, this is going to be the most beautiful love story you've ever heard. And then it's going to get really dark. It's like, okay, girl, you could have saved the 27 parts.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, we wouldn't have had to pay but for one private flight, one private like jet or whatever it is.
Zero
I
flights.
mean, that if you invited me out and you were like, hey, can you cover it? I'd be like, no, I can't. You invited me. So, but
and there's a difference between like going to dinner and taking an international flight.
Sure.
Those are 2 very different things to ask
you know
for.
what? But I would push back and I would say for some people, they are synonymous.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? For we're in the 1 or 2% that we are not a part of, right? So let's say that they're living in that world. Even still, the point still stands. It wouldn't take but one. Even if it was dinner. Let's say you and I went out to dinner. We didn't know each other. We're hanging out. We're dating, whatever. The first 2 times I would pay for dinner. Sure. Yeah. But the third time I would be like annoyed, but I would pay for it the third time, but there wouldn't be a fourth time.
But also, Delon, if the person you went on a date with said, I am a member of a royal family and I am a millionaire and I'm also an Olympian and I also am a real estate mogul, I also can't cover dinner.
Crazy.
Bitch, you're lying. So, is that adding up?
I mean,
$6,000 and you're a member of the royal family and you don't have $6,000?
Bye.
No. And it is the... She has said this in this, again, I have not watched the whole thing. I've just seen clips of other people talking about it, but she seems to be really annoyed that people are saying like, no, she's like, it could be anyone. And people are like, no, that could not be me.
I'm gonna need you to keep it over there because no.
That could not be me. And it's like, you can't have it both ways. You can't do a 27-part series and then get upset when people go, in part 30, in part, 17, you said da-da-da-da, and in part 10, you said da-da-da, but the Instagram says,
but also, like, to your point earlier, like, you don't know that the internet is going to come for, there's going to be somebody that says something. You know what I mean? So you have to, like, just take it. And you know what? You're being talked about. So people are talking about it. That was your goal, wasn't it?
Yes. And I think that to your point about people are talking about her, she thought she was going to have the Risa Tisa moment because her followers have not grown. All of the videos have done well, but people are not like, oh my God, she's this great storyteller. Oh my God, she's a content creator and I love her style. And now I want to follow her for tips and blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, we watched for the mess. We were all glad to talk about it. Other people are growing their audiences by talking about her, but she's not growing off of
let's talk about that really quick because I'm speaking completely ignorantly because this is the first time I'm hearing about this, right? But she clearly had no content to hook other people that was interesting or worth sticking around for, right?
She's pretty and she has money and she's thin.
Sure. But to your point, the numbers haven't changed. There's been a little to any growth, right? But these people who are talking about her have now cashed in on analyzation, on cultural relevance, on, right? Like they have something to talk about. And I'm sure their other videos are of the same ilk, right? I
Yeah.
think that's just a really good testament or example, anecdote around like content creation itself, right?
It's really like it's very TikTok specific. It doesn't really work that way on other platforms. The algorithm on TikTok is so powerful. You watch one video about something and then you suddenly get pushed a ton of stuff, right?
Horse hooves.
So I watched
they be get me with these cow trimmings of the hooves, friends. I'm an addict.
Yeah, so I watched like one person talking about her, and then I started getting her videos in the mix too. But like to your point about like other people are able to gain social capital, TikTok is very unique in that way. That like there are some people, they call them TikTok yappers. All they do is talk about what's going viral on TikTok. They don't, and this is not shade, they don't make original content. Their whole platform is about telling you what happened.
Yeah.
You know, you see a lot of these videos where they go, have you heard the story about the girl who did blah, blah, blah? And it's like, they just will tell you.
And then I have to dig for the actual story. Yeah.
No. You just swipe like 2 swipes and then suddenly the story comes up because the algorithm knows, oh, now you want to actually know about it. And so, you know, you hear about people's breakups, you hear about fistfights, you hear about scams or whatever. And so it is just interesting to me that so many people want to go viral without actually understanding what going viral means, because you can't control it for better or for worse. And more oftentimes than not, things spiral because people are unhappy or they don't like you or, you know, they're making fun of you. You're the butt of the joke. And so in this instance, it has really spiraled, but it has also really revealed her own insecurities, because she really has turned this into, oh, see, Black girls don't like me. And it's like, no, Black girls are just calling out your shit. And also, they're not the only ones. You are not saying shit about the white girls are dragging her. Some Danish girls hopped in and they were like, he's not even good looking. Here he's they were like, he's a Danish 3.
Wow.
He was just tall. He was just tall.
And that's low hanging fruit. They're all tall over there.
They're all tall.
Oh,
and he's, you know, significantly, he looks older than her. She's maybe like in her early 30s. He looks like mid 40. He a rough looking 40. And, you know, it's just messy. And it's just so interesting to me that people think I'm going to go viral and I'm going to like ride this to the bank, and then to watch the reality of like, I don't know that this is going to open any doors for her.
I mean, it hasn't. It doesn't sound like, right?
No.
You know, I wanted to pivot to like the online social media of the celebrity branding, right? So, do you hear about this thing with Olivia Dean and Ticketmaster Live Nation?
Yeah, that people
right.
Ticketmaster's been messing up a lot.
I mean, well, the federal lawsuits, like the Justice Department has been suing them for years right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, but class, if you haven't heard, so Olivia Dean just announced that she's doing North American tour. If you don't know who Olivia Dean is, she's the it girl, British. What's that song?
Come be the man I love. Is the man you know what it is?
Yeah. I knew Fran would know the lyrics. Anyway, but Ticketmaster and Live Nation did what they do. What they've been criticized for over the years is what happens is all of the tickets will go on sale at one time. A lot of them will be bought, and then like I don't know what the time frame is, but like soon thereafter they will be reposted for resale, and they'll be posted for multiple times what they actually. You
shouldn't be able to buy more than like 2 or 3 tickets at a time,
right? And who knows? Like, it's probably somebody sitting with a bunch of, I don't know, hacking things. Who knows, right? But what happens is Ticketmaster makes a commission on every sale, a service fee on every sale. So if they're resold, it doesn't matter. Ticketmaster's making money, right? And these resellers are making money, whatever. If it's a brown ticket, I think there's one of them. But there might be
brown ticket.
What's wrong with brown? What's wrong with brown?
Why is it called that?
It's called like brown bag tickets or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Class, you know what I'm talking about. Put it in anyway.
I've never heard that before.
So this happened with Olivia Dean tickets, and like everyone was up in arms. And then she popped onto social media and was like, I'm going to use my platform and criticize Ticketmaster and Live Nation kind of vocally. She said that you're providing a disgusting service, which is like, she's like, it shouldn't cost you know, 3 times your rent to see a show. Like a ticket should be within $100 to $200, you know? And I was really just excited that she came out so vocally. Now, that's on the heels of a lot of people, you know, I think Taylor Swift sued Ticketmaster and Live Nation. And again, the federal government is as well. So people have been talking about it, but it's been kind of like, no one's come out this forcibly when they have business with these entities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really know her music beyond the big hit right now. She's having her Tyla Victoria Monet moment of 2025.
She's been pounding the pavement for a while, but she's having her moment. She just got nominated for Best New Artist. It's one of those, she's put out a number of albums before, and now she's getting the Best New Artist nomination. Look, I think she's talented. It's not really my music. I'm surprised that you don't listen to it because you love a ballad. Delon loves a sad girl, a sad British girl.
You would talk about a sad girl to me?
You love a sad...
Chaperone's biggest fan over here? You would talk to us about
a sad Chaperone's biggest fan. I like three of her songs. No.
The debate we had about this Chappell fucking Roan.
I listen, Chappell does have some sad songs.
She's calling her Chappell.
I'm not her biggest fan. Delon, every single time you get that aux cord, you want to put on some girl, British girl, singing her face off and crying about something.
Leanne Lahabas is a great artist. Sorry.
I said the girl is talented. I'm not saying that you don't like talented artists.
No, you just want to listen to what you want to listen to with the aux cord. That's what that's about.
Oh, breaking news. Girl wants to listen to what she wants to listen to.
Every time we're out somewhere, though, where there's a fucking speaker, friends like, do you want to play something? Generously. And she will let me play something like 1 or 2 songs. She'll go, what is this? I'm like, it's music, bitch. Listen, damn. She's like, it has no beat. So we end up listening to Afrobeat. So fucking funny.
Okay, let's look at another class submission. This comes from XWX Catwoman XWX. They suggested Twitter's new feature that exposed a majority of MAGA accounts to not be from the USA. It's Cambridge Analytical all over again. Did Elon approve this feature because Trump got rid of Doge? Did you hear about this, Dawn?
I did hear about this. I don't know about the rationale. I mean, listen, I wouldn't put it past Elon to do something so childish.
Oh, well, he took it down immediately. So I don't...
It's gone now.
Well, they put it up. So class, here's what happened. When you sign up I'm not on Twitter anymore, but your Twitter account on the back end, you have to put in like where you live and where you've signed up from. And so I guess it was sometime last week, they made it public where your account was based. And when that happened, it was revealed that a lot of the big MAGA accounts were not in the United States, which on the face value, you're like, why does that matter? But then when you realize that they are pushing all of this pro-Trump
propaganda,
anti-immigrant, racist, homophobic, sexist, transphobic stuff, and then it's like, you in Indonesia?
Girl, you in India, you in Serbia? Like, you are crazy.
Right. You are in all of these different places. You're not in the United States. Another one that came out was, I think it was like the Department of Homeland Security. Like their page was based in Israel. People were like, now what's going on here? And then they took screenshots of it. And then it was like, poof, we take this down. And then it was like down for a few days. And then when they put the feature back up, suddenly people could change where they were based with a VPN. So now they say, oh, United States, but there's like a little mark next to it that's like this user might be using a VPN. And so I don't think that this was him getting back at Trump.
I think it was stupid, accidental.
This is just his incompetency, not realizing that this was going to expose a bunch of MAGA Republican pages.
Crazy.
But also exposing what a lot of us have already known. A lot of these pages are bots. A lot of these people are paid trolls or just bots because, I mean, again, I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I encounter this sometimes on threads where you will just have somebody in your mentions like arguing with you, and then you go to their page. They don't post any content. They don't talk about anything. It's just replying to people, just looking for people to pick fights with. And I always look at this and say, like, what do you get out of this? But the reality is, some of them are being paid to do this.
Yes.
And some of them aren't real people, especially with AI. You can program it to do whatever you freaking want.
Right. And have it sound human relatively, which is scary as fuck, you know? Yeah. I mean, I did hear about this whole thing, and I love the kind of exposure of it all. Not to your point, not that we didn't know this, not that we weren't aware that something like this could happen.
The hard proof is nice.
Yeah, it's totally nice, and it also, like, it's reaffirming of the truth, right? Because I feel like we live in a world where, like, you can choose your own facts and news, and we're all living like different silos on different teams and different, you know, teams within the teams and shit. So it's great to have like a recalibration to truth and go, oh no, that's bullshit, right? The internet is actually really dangerous. Potentially, it's really it's beautiful, but it's also like we have to just be vigilant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's such a shame because honestly, like when Twitter was great, it was so great. It was so fun. I used to just, the way that, you know, we always talk about the comments on TikTok make you crack up. Like I had so many times I would be just on Twitter crying laughing, and it's just been overrun with racists and bots and trolls because of Elon. And to your point, we knew this to be true, but it does feel like the gaslighting that was happening around, like, well, you know, you're just a snowflake, you can't handle it, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, I cannot compete with a data farm in Indonesia that is just like pumping out racist shit. I'm a one person, I'm a real person. Nobody's paying me to fucking do this. And so I think it was very validating for a lot of people. Now, does this fix anything? No. Because they're still on there.
Right. I think it's also just really indicative of like the evolution and the quick evolution of the internet, right? I mean, before Twitter, it was Facebook, right? Facebook was like the thing. We didn't realize Twitter was going to be a thing. We didn't realize Instagram was going to be a thing, TikTok, right? And I know we're all looking for the next thing, but it's like really amazing how the evolution of the internet happens. And it makes sense that like it's kind of falling to shit because it wasn't really profitable at it, you know, Twitter itself, the company, but also like it's, you know, we're always looking for the next hottest new thing, you know what I mean? And it's inevitably going to come. I wonder what it's going to be, you know, after the tiki-talkies, once these billionaires take over TikTok, where it was sold to.
I don't know. I don't think TikTok's going anywhere.
No, it's not going anywhere.
But I'm also curious what the next thing is going to be, because man, I mean, the people who were early adopters, whether it be on Twitter or be on TikTok, have been able to really ride that wave in, you know, to success off the platform. So being an early adopter is definitely beneficial. Me personally, I'm so burnt out on the internet, period, as I, you know, make a make a podcast, but like just trying to keep up with what's new and candidly, like, going back to YouTube has been really challenging, and it's a good challenge. Like I'm excited to figure out and try new things, but it's so much work. It's just another job. And so when a new platform comes out, it's like, you gotta learn the language of it and the timing and like how to work it and how to connect with people. And it's just too much. I feel I'm too old. I'm too old.
Well, you know, Fran, that's exactly what I thought when you started talking about it. You were like, I was like, oh, it's a young man's game. Like that being hungry for it, like wanting to fight for it, wanting to excavate with it. You know, we're tired.
1000%.
That's like me and touring. I'm not. I mean, I will if I need to, but like I would love to just have my shit in one place and sit down and go to work. You know what I'm saying?
1000%.
Hard pivot.
Yeah.
So not to promote, you know, these streaming platforms, but Netflix has recently added a bunch of classic films, like award-winning films. And I don't know if it's around the holiday season, but like they have a flood of them. So they've you know, I'm sure the residuals for all these actors are like buzzing right now. But one of them I watched the other night, I fell asleep to the other night, but I started watching was Moulin Rouge, the film.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a really long time.
Oh my God, it's on Netflix right now. And like this was really a masterpiece.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
its style, the editing, the way
Wait,
it's
who's
telling
the
the story.
director of that?
Baz Luhrmann.
Oh, yeah.
Makes
Baz.
sense, right?
Good old Baz.
It's a Bazzy. It's a Bazzy.
You know what it is, though? It's the practical sets. Give me a fucking practicals. It looks so good. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
it really
film that
does.
has held. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but when I've seen like clips of it online, it's like the set pieces actually moving and being fabricated rather than doing CGI.
Yes,
I mean, it makes it more expensive, but it looks great.
Yeah, and I mean, and that is nothing but like excess, right? It's just like costume and big set pieces and circus and
color,
the can, like just the style of it. It was just so brilliantly thought out and brilliantly written and filmed. If you have the time, I really recommend it. And listen, not for nothing, this is going to sound crazy, and I might get a little pushback for this, but like I remember that came out when we were in high school, right? And I remember thinking, God, Nicole Kidman's been acting for a while, and thinking like she's an older actress.
How old was she when she did that?
Not old enough for me to be calling her an older actress. Let me tell you right
you
now.
Were a kid.
I was a kid. I was a kid. But I was like, I thought that this woman was, looking back and watching her now, I'm like, she is maybe in her maybe 40 at best. But
in that movie, okay, she's 58 years old now. Age in Moulin Rouge. In Moulin Rouge, she was 31 years old. Yeah, you did think she was old.
I'm 11 years older than she. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but remember, because I remember thinking 30s was old.
Correct. Oh, so old.
30s was an adult.
So old. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you had to figure it out.
Oh yeah, I have a YouTube video that I made on the eve of my 25th birthday, and my ass is crying about turning 25. 25 is so old. I'm old now, and I was watching it like, this is so embarrassing.
Cringe.
But that's really how, I mean, in society, really kind of pushes that, because there's a lot of classic films like Bridget Jones' Diary. She's like 30 something years old. She's like, oh, I'm
turning 30.
You're like, 30 is not old.
And how did 40 and 50-year-old women look at that and go, yes? Weren't you guys like, this stupid bitch? What are you talking about?
They must have been. I'm sure they were, because that's how I feel now. That's how I feel now.
Absolutely.
Anytime I see like a 27-year-old talking about how, I'm so stressed about turning 30, I'm like, you're a baby.
This woman at my job, at one of my 17 jobs, was like stretching, and she goes, oh, these are 37-year-old legs. And I was like, girl, don't even. I was
Shut
like,
up.
with my knees cracking and back aching the way it is, please get out of here.
And you know what? I know that we have our audience is like millennial, Gen X, and some Gen Z, some Gen X, but I know they feel the same way when we're like, oh, I'm in my 40s. There are people in their 50s that are like, girl, shut up. I'm in my 50s.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, I just, I'm about to do it. But you know, like the weekly pill thing. Do you have one of those yet?
Oh, the little pill thingy with the different days of the week?
Yeah.
No, I don't have one of those.
Okay. Well, I'm that kind of old. Ready?
Why do you have enough things to take?
Oh, wait a minute. I do have enough things to take.
I don't know. I have a daily vitamin, and that's about it.
Yes, I have enough things to take.
Okay, listen, no judgment. I love that you're organized and that you're staying on top of it.
Girl, she's trying to come for me.
To me, I think of that as somebody who is like,
you're ageist.
Elderly.
You're very ageist.
No,
because it's pills.
Okay, I don't know. Listen, I don't know you like that.
Yes, you do. I take an antidepressant.
Oh yeah, that's true. But but it needs to be in a daily. You won't remember?
Because I also take PrEP, and now I'm too much information. I'm pre-diabetic, so now I take a blood or a like cholesterol thing. Yeah, this is middle age, girl. Welcome.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Girl, yeah, this is what happens.
Wow, that's not my story, but do you have
listen,
a special
class,
case?
I know it's your story.
Yes, tell us in the comments, class. Do you have a day of the week pill holder?
Because that's after 40.
Yeah.
Mine is negro.
Oh, okay. Love that for you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another comment from the class, but it's related to one of the topics that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Zohran meeting with Trump and Donald Trump just kicking his little feet and being so enamored by Zohran. Did you see this, Delon?
I did. What do you think? What do you think was behind like both of their kind of like why did they agree to it?
Well, Donald, I mean, look, Zohran is about to be the mayor of New York. He's going to, I mean, under, the best of circumstances, he doesn't want to be at odds with Donald Trump. But I really do think that it was a great moment for him to like stand 10 toes down on his beliefs. He called that man a fascist to his face. He called out, our complicity in the genocide. And I think Donald Trump, even though he had said all this nasty stuff about Zohran, he totally fangirled because ultimately Donald Trump is not a real politician. He loves people who are popular. He loves the spotlight, and he sees how charismatic and charming Zohran is, and he was like, "Oh, now he's going to do a good job. I like him now."
Well, let me tell you why. Because Trump is perpetually like the sidekick. He's a dork at heart. Like he doesn't have anything substantive about him that's cool and interesting.
He's a loser.
He's an absolute loser who like has like a parent complex. He just wanted his parents to love him, and neither of them were able to. Right.
Yeah.
And so like to see people winning and to see people be that popular, yeah, he just wants to be next to them. He just wants to be adjacent to it.
It's the same way he always talks about like the failing New York Times and like how lamestream media and Hollywood's bad. Bitch, you were in the Home Alone movies. Like, get out of here. Like, you want to be famous. You want to be loved and adored. That's why he's always talking about how he's the greatest and he's the best and we're winning and we're doing this, all this stuff.
And nothing's wrong. Like, what are you talking? Yeah.
Exactly. And so like to actually meet somebody who, look, no politician is perfect. I don't stand politicians. And to the point of one of the classmates' comments from Dr. Irich, 1931, they asked about Zohran saying it's not the right time to challenge Hakeem Jeffries and endorsing him. There are a number of people who saw that meeting with Zohran and Trump to be kind of him betraying his morals. And now there are people who are expressing disappointment that Zohran is saying that, he is going to endorse Hakeem Jeffries. I am not our political analyst here on the show. Delon, I'm sure you have thoughts about that. But ultimately, a politician has to make moves that they think are going to ultimately advance the policies and the positions that are important to them, but are also going to be ones that are feasible, and you can take big swings for sure. You should, but I think also politicians play the game.
Well, and I think the thing that we don't understand, and I'm not like an actual political analyst, but about politics and politics and like reality, right? Is that like, well, the campaign and politics, right? Is what I'll say. The campaign is has to do with feeling. Has to do with like, yes, our moral centers, but they want to excite us enough so that we will get off our ass and either go vote, phone bank, or be a volunteer for Zohran Mamdani or whomever, or donate some money. It's about emotions, right? The actual politics, the day-to-day of it is negotiation.
Boring.
In theory.
Yes.
In theory.
Yeah.
And in negotiation, people have to make concessions. They don't have to be moral concessions, but they have to be, well, I need X, Y, and Z. So Hakeem Jeffries has APAC and all the problems, right? But Hakeem Jeffries has enough cachet that I am the mayor-elect. I need those relationships. I need that connection. So yeah, I'll endorse him now. It doesn't mean I love everything about him, but that's politics for you. I think we get our morals, emotions, and actual politics are separate, I think, and they get mixed in the campaign.
Well, and this is something that we've talked about with Zohran on the pod before. Like, you can enjoy him as a person and be excited about him, but he's not your friend. We don't know this man. And ultimately, he does work for us. And so I think it is totally valid for people to feel disappointed. And I think a part of it is the AIPAC thing, but also Hakeem Jeffries refusing to endorse Mamdani. And so people are like, how could you do this? You know, but it's like, yeah, but he's being strategic and he is making decisions similarly to what you're saying, Jalon, based on what his long-term goals are. And he obviously has a team around him that has advised him that this is the best decision.
Right.
Does that mean that that's the one that I would make? Maybe not, but guess what? I'm not the mayor-elect.
But also, I would add two things. I would add, like, this is not tit for tat. Just because he did not endorse Zohran does not mean he cannot show up and collaborate and be in relationship with him. That was hard. That's on Hakeem Jeffries. He doesn't have to hold that against him. That was his choice. And we are going to hold Hakeem Jeffries responsible for that, right? But I think the other part of it is, like, you know, his morals are his morals, you know, and he's like, I see him as a person. I see what's valuable about Hakeem Jeffries and what he wants to do. And I think, like, he doesn't have to adhere to this idea of hierarchy or like or cancel culture or whatever. He's like he said, one of the things that I heard him say recently, adjacent to the Trump thing, was he said, someone asked me to give 3 words that describe who I am or whatever, or my campaign.
Zohran?
And he said,
Zohran's
yeah,
campaign?
Zohran. Yeah, sorry. And he said New York City. And I was like, that's it. He's about New York. He's about helping New Yorkers. And if however means necessary, you know?
Yeah, because I
or
definitely
whatever means necessary. Yeah.
I agree 1000%. And I didn't see a ton of people critiquing him for meeting with Trump, but I did see some people saying, oh, look, he kissed the ring, he did blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, he actually did it. If you listen to what he said, he did not like gush over Donald Trump. And ultimately, Donald Trump is still the president. He doesn't have to agree with him. But like, in order to advocate for New York City, he was very clear about what he wanted to accomplish for New Yorkers. And I thought it was really brave and bold of him. And he really stood 10 toes down in his morals to say, we are sending money to Israel to fund a genocide when New Yorkers are homeless, when, you know, our children don't have food to eat, when our schools are failing, right? Where people are struggling to make ends meet. And that's where our money is going. The fact that he was able to say that, I mean, granted, the bar is in fucking hell.
Sure.
But like, we need someone who will just say that plain truth and ultimately advocate for the citizens, for their constituents. And that's what, look, I don't live in New York, but that's what I want my elected leadership to do.
That part. And that's the narrative I want to pull, the thread I want to pull. Because what he did was, like, he said, right now we're in silos and we're on teams, but there's only one team. It's America and what's good for our citizens. And so, yes, I'll meet with Trump. Yes, I'll endorse Hakeem, right? Because I know that that's beneficial for our citizens. And so the idea that he could sit next to somebody that he vehemently disagrees with, which is what I believe, and then speak his truth, to your point, 10 toes down, like, that shows us the example. Like, we can disagree and actually try to find common ground and share the same air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because ultimately, he can't do it alone.
Talk about it.
That's just the reality.
Talk about it.
And that is the thing that is very frustrating to me. And it often gets, deemed as purity politics or, but the reality is like, and the thing that you and I have talked about a lot in the show is this idea that, like, Democrats are always trying to have this moral high ground and, like, play by the rules or whatever. But, like, ultimately, in order to advance things forward, there sometimes has to be a time where there are bipartisan support of certain issues, because that is the way that our country is set up. It's not saying that I agree with it or I think that's the way that it should be, but there's often this thing of, like, we need to burn it down. It's like, how am I supposed to burn it down? I need a place to live. Like, I still need to keep my lights on.
Right.
I still have family members that I need to take care of and support and care about. I cannot burn anything down. I cannot do that.
Right.
And so all I can do is, use the platform that I have responsibly, try to be smart about who I support and where I put my money, and showing up and voting and encouraging others to do so. But this whole idea of like, we need to stop everything, it's like, I just don't know that that is not unreasonable, but like, I don't know what the word that I'm looking for.
I would argue that it's a lovely theory. Listen, I'll listen to like nihilism has value, and burn it all down, anarchism. Like, we could argue that those things have value. But what I would argue is that the evidence is, I have not been conditioned to operate that way. To your point, I have been conditioned to pay my rent, to have my lights on, to go to the grocery store and get food. You're asking me to deprive the normal comforts of life for this existential thing, right? And there's not enough camaraderie, there's not enough community for me to feel like I will do certain things. The Target boycott, yes, the community rallied around that, right? But the idea of, like, to your point, burn it all down. No, because nobody has my back.
You have to do right. I think you have to do things in reason.
Yes.
Like I sent you an article about this, about people not shopping for the holidays and really rallying around this thing of like, we're going to try and push this economic boycott. I think it is smarter to make small incremental changes rather than just be like, I'm gonna flip this shit over and burn it down. Because to your point, like, who gonna help me when I'm like, fuck this, I'm not gonna pay my rent. What? I need someplace to live, though.
Girl,
like,
me?
Who? You know what I mean? We're not doing the Francesca deception out here. Like, who am I gonna be suddenly booed up with that's gonna be flying me around and paying my bills? I don't operate that way.
I will be in my mama's house, which we are not doing. Ready? Okay. Absolutely.
Learner's house, please.
Girl, goodbye.
We'll be sleeping in the same bed. Absolutely not. Me, her, and Flex.
Oh no, flexibility. I do have one other thing. That I saw this quote on Instagram, or excuse me, TikTok, by this guy Justin Scott, that I thought was really great. We've been talking about this loneliness epidemic, in particular when it comes to men, a lot of straight men, and then blaming women for their lonely. All the Scott Galloway book, all of that stuff. We've kind of like been in that conversation, and he like had this really big rant on TikTok that I really dug. But the quote that I pulled out was like so spot on. He says, men are not lonely because of women. Men are lonely because masculinity made orphans out of boys and made that orphanhood manhood. Oh, bars.
Yeah.
Made, like, literally, if you think about little boys, what it means to be a man, you can't cry.
Strong, stoic.
Strong, yeah, quiet. I told you recently about this work situation. I like a social experiment that I saw happen in real time. We're all sitting in this auditorium, and all of these women on one side don't know each other. Some of them know each other, but they're all talking about recipes, blah, blah, blah. And on the other side, there were all these men, myself included, watching them converse, like watching them and not contributing, not talking to. And the same thing happened in the dressing room the other day. And I clocked it, and I told the other guys, I was like, yeah, I noticed this the other day. And they're like, oh my God, you're right. Like, in the men's section, we do not really talk, but the women are.
Yeah. And this is something we've talked about a number of times on the pod, but socializing in that way and talking and getting to know each other and asking questions and showing interest, all of that has been coded as feminine, and so even when you think about the difference between gay men and straight men, right, like the way that gay men talk to each other versus the way that straight men talk to each other is very different because of what's been coded as, oh, that is gay acting, and gay being closer to femininity, and then
because we hate women, evidently.
Right, because we hate women, and then like, oh, that's masculine. Even the idea of like, there was like a trend on TikTok about how if, a man tells his wife, oh, my friend called off their engagement, the woman says, why? And he's like, I don't know. And it's like, well, why didn't you ask? Like, well, men don't do that. We don't gossip. It's like, well,
your friend just canceled their engagement.
That's not gossiping. That's like showing care. That's taking
empathy.
Interest. Yeah. But then even again, as someone that like still does date men, I have gone on so many dates with men where they don't ask any questions.
That's crazy to me.
They
That's
will
really
just
crazy.
talk about themselves. And then the thing that, Delon, that always kills me is a man will spend the whole time talking about himself. And there will be times where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to feel it out. I'm going to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, I really have a connection with you. I'm like, you don't know
I
anything.
haven't said a word for the last 15 minutes.
But that's why. Wait, Delon, did I tell you about the comedian I went on a date with who was trying to explain social media to me? And I kept saying, like, I understand social media. He had like a little bit of a following.
I don't remember this.
Oh God. So listen, class, this man is telling me, you know, he makes these like really corny videos where he just reacts to other things happening. You know, he's in the corner being like, oh my God, I can't believe that, whatever. And so I had looked him up, you know, as one does, because I want to make sure you're not a murderer. And if you are, I want there to be a trail after my death. And so I had looked him up, and he's explaining to me his social media strategy. And I keep trying to interject and say, like, talk about my experience on social media. And he like will not let me get a word in. And he's just going on and on and on. So after the date, I go on Instagram and I follow him on Instagram. And then he sends me a message and he's like, oh my God, you have a huge following on Instagram. I was like, yeah, I know. And you spent our whole day explaining social media to me as if I didn't fucking understand it.
Hilarious.
And he was like, I can't believe, how did you find me? You knew I had a page the whole time? I said, yeah, I looked you up. He said, why? I said, because I'm a woman. And I always look up who I'm going on a date with.
I'm
just
curious
to make sure.
too. Aren't you
I'm
curious?
But for my own safety, right?
Sure,
for my own safety. And also, like, he's a comic, so we work in the same industry. And I was just like curious, like, do we have any friends in common? Let me like reach out to a friend and be like, is he cool? Like, what's the deal? Granted, didn't work out. But it was just a perfect example. And I even think on that same date, at one point, I did say like, oh, can we talk about me now? And he was like, we've talked about you. And I said, well, tell me something about myself. And he was like, well, you're an only child. And I was like, yeah, but like, that's crazy. Like about me, you know? And I think, I think we had gone on like 2 dates at that point.
But it's also like, just to pull one thing you talked about, it's the lack of curiosity that I can't handle, right? Being curious, period, about life, which I think just makes you an interesting person and allows you to, you know, talk extemporaneously. But at the same time, like being, I saw the brows. Oh God, I saw the fucking eyebrow twitch. This bitch.
Extemporaneously?
I've said this on the podcast before. Define extemporaneously, Fran. Off the cuff.
I mean, in context, it sounded like at length or in an expansive way, right?
With like on topic, improvisationally, off the cuff, right? Okay. We're having a conversation and we just like kind of popcorn, right? Meaning like I don't have notes. I don't have a preconceived thing. Like we're just talking, you know. But like beyond that, it's. I want to show you. I would be curious enough to get to know things about you to see if it's a love match, right? But then I mean, this is the performative part of me. I also want to show you that I'm interested so that like maybe we can go fuck later. Right?
Now, listen, I get it. I am a very active
or see
listener.
If we want to.
When I'm listening, I'm yes. Like I am showing you, I am listening. I'm engaged. I really do.
Same, me too.
I really do. It's really important to me that you know that I'm listening and I hear you and I feel you and you know this because I haven't seen you in person in forever, but I'm very like I'll touch you. I'm gonna squeeze you. I'm gonna let you know.
I'm gonna hit you. Yeah, like you say something funny. I'm like, ah!
I also now is that black people?
It's a black thing. It's a black people. It's that and running away when something's
running away. Now, did you hear? I don't know if this is true that they said black people
wives' tale.
Yeah, it's a wives' tale that they said it was because during slavery we weren't supposed to be making noise, and so if somebody says something funny, everyone would run away so that no one would get in trouble. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know if that's true, but like
that
it
feels
is
like
so funny.
yeah, that feels like such propaganda. But like I love it. I love the theory of it though.
But like, I mean, the fact that Black people literally will just start taking
Oh
off
my
running, or
God.
they'll do a lap like around the restaurant. Just
Yes, totally the shock. I mean, I will push you. I will be like, or be like, shut up. You
mm-hmm.
know, people
Oh my
can't take
God.
it. That's so
Listen,
funny.
before we go, can I just throw one little thing?
Sure.
What do you think about your girl, Marjorie Taylor Greene, resigning from Congress? Because we got a lot of people asking about that on our last video.
I did not see that on my bingo card, but I should have seen it because we talked about it on the pod. You know, things come true when we talk about it on the
one
pod.
thing about us, we love to
You
predict
know.
things. Do you think that she has real noble intentions? Because she's really saying she's kind of doing this very performative song and dance about how she really just is putting, you know, her constituents first and wanting to, you know, knowing when to step down, and she's done what she needs to do.
Listen. No, I don't believe it for a second because it's politics and performative. But also, like, she's been on this like kind of redemption tour for a minute here right now, and I think she's setting herself up for a talk show. She's setting herself up for the internet
For a presidential run.
Are you for real?
That's what I think.
Wow.
I think, look, it's about to be 2026.
A presidential run?
This gives her more than enough time. Yes, I think she is laying the foundation for a presidential run because she sees the writing on the wall that Trump is either Trump is going to DIE or that his whole administration is going to fall apart.
I mean, well, have you heard about the other Republicans that are talking about resigning?
No.
Oh God, there's rumors that something came out on Punch Bowl News today that said like there's a little bit of an exodus, and they have a small majority. So if there were one or two other Republican House members that were quoted saying like, "Oh no, people are all thinking about resigning," which would like.
Well, and I think that they realize that when the midterms come up, they're anticipating getting slaughtered in the midterms, and they are going to need to distance themselves from Trump. And they're going to need, and to your point about Marjorie doing this redemption tour, she's already trying to do the thing of like, you know, I got in this and I was misled and blah, 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 because I think she believes, and I think we're seeing this happening right now, that a number of MAGA people are going to try and do the same thing, where they're going to go, oh, I didn't know about the racism and the you know, the pedophilia and all that stuff. I didn't sign up for that. Oh, and then they're going to, you know, be looking to her, and she's going to be able to spend this next 2 years going kind of rehabbing her image. Listen, I don't want that to happen, but I don't. And look, and didn't somebody say that she's leaving like 2 days after her pension kicks in? She's about to make a shit ton of money.
It was several days after her pension kicked in. So if you don't know, after you serve so long in the House of Representatives, I don't know if the same thing in the Senate, but I assume it's the same thing in the Senate. You receive a lifetime pension and lifetime health care, and as do your family members receive lifetime health care. So
y'all motherfuckers don't get shit.
Yeah.
You don't get health care.
But you're paying for these motherfuckers who are no longer serving you. Who are no longer serving you, right? Crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's fuck her from here till kingdom come. But yeah, the timing was really eerie that we had just talked about it. Now look, we will see if she disappears and goes away forever. Not that I'm going to give her a cookie for it, but I will be appreciative. But I do not trust that bitch as far as I could throw her.
You know what? We do need to start trusting, though. We need to start trusting, predicting shit for ourselves on here. So Delon's going to be a millionaire. I'm just going to... So something's coming for us, right? Because we do be predicting these things that come true. Shit.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need like a certain amount of money. I just would like to have a little bit more financial stability where I don't have to have 10 jobs, where I, candidly, I told you this, Delon, off mic, I'm really reevaluating some of the stuff I spend. I live a very comfortable life. Don't get me wrong. I dress cute. I take care of myself. I go to the gym. I grocery shop. I have my little dog. I live in a cute little apartment building, whatever. But I gotta tighten up. I think I mentioned before I'm losing my health insurance, and I need to like start looking at things a little bit differently. I've been picking up little jobs here and there, but like I don't want to be in this position every month. I would rather just know where my money is coming from and feel secure in that, be able to like really take time off and like not have to work all the time. I mean, look, I'm preaching to the choir.
I mean, I was about to say, I was like, you know what you need to do? You need to become a professor. Because I mean, I love teaching.
I'm
like
tired just thinking about how hard you work.
It is. I mean, even today, it's Thanksgiving break. I taught yesterday, but I have to like start really thinking about grading for one of my classes. But it's so daunting to sit down and just start doing it. And I was like, Delon, if you don't do it now, in 2 weeks when the semester ends, you are going to be. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I have done everything today. And this is when you work full time. When you work full time, you're always thinking, "Oh, maybe I could send. Let me check the inbox. Let me do." No. You have to shut it off at some point. You know.
Yeah, I'm really forcing myself to take Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving off. My little part-time job, they are off, so they were like, "Don't work, don't do anything," and so I'm really like, "Okay," but that means today and tomorrow. Suddenly, why did I get 3 auditions? Why did I get 3 auditions?
When it rains, it'd be doing that to you, though. It'd be doing that. Sometimes you're like, all of a sudden there's nothing, and then they're like, can you get this tomorrow, and this tomorrow, and this tomorrow?
You know what? That's what I'm going to claim for myself. Let me book something.
Talk about it.
You know, because I'm looking real cute in these self-tapes. I'm knowing my material.
She's going to the self-tape studio.
I'm going to the self-tape studio. I'm going to a new spot where they have like audition coaching and like they work through the material with you. And I turned in a real cute audition the other day. And I was like, wait a second, she could book this.
She said, crickets.
The IMDb said, hey girl, I heard you got something for me. I said, hold on, baby. I'm coming.
Not your IMDb account being Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me, Seymour.
I really, so that's what I would love. A steady paycheck, a steady job. We got through it. Because let me tell you, I had a moment where I was like, am I ready for this?
Yeah, dude. I hear you.
All right, class, tell us in the comments. I had an idea for a question.
You know what? Tell me, you know what? This will be after Thanksgiving that we'll hear from you all. But tell us, what can you do without in Thanksgiving? Which is controversial. Somebody recently said, they were like, ugh, Thanksgiving, all of it, disgusting. I said, all of it? They were like, turkey's dry. And everyone.
You mean the food?
Oh, sorry. Let me clarify. What food on the Thanksgiving table, class, can you do without? Because I know it'll be controversial.
So like do without. Let's say, what's your favorite, and also like, what's your least favorite? Let's do that.
And then you and I will do it here as we sign off. Okay. But this person was like, no Thanksgiving, and we were all like, what are you talking about? And then people just started listing the things that they love. So for me, I can't do without stuffing. And I
could do without stuffing.
No. I can't. I love it. Stuffing's my favorite part. If it's just stuffing, I will eat just stuffing for me. You know what? Controversial. I don't need I don't need mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are just kind of
They are. Without the gravy, it's just like it's dense.
They're fine. I could do the star for me Thanksgiving is some candied yams.
I only laugh because it just makes sense. I mean, a sweetened meat, like something savory, kind of savory, and a little overly sweet. Candied yams is just sweet.
With a little little marshmallow in there.
One girl, the way they put them on there.
You know when they put the little marshmallow crust on top,
and brown sugar and butter and all of it.
Yes, that is me in a side. The thing I could do without, I'm not really into like a green bean casserole.
Oh, I don't mind a green bean casserole. You know what? You know another thing that annoys me. People make like my mom calls it baked mac and cheese, but they make like baked mac and cheese, and you're like, why is this dry? Like the bake, it should be like ooey and gooey and like and fuck my stomach up because you know we're lactose intolerant on this podcast. So class, let us know what can you do, what you need on your Thanksgiving table, and what you can do without. And as you know, you can get at us on Instagram at FixItPod or email us at fixitpod@gmail.com. And every Wednesday we're here, right, friend?
Yes, we are here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that notification bell, and we will see you back here next week. I'm Francesca.
I'm Delon, and this was
Lemme.